trees, and I button up my coat to keep me warm. But the days are on the mend, and I'm on the road again, with my fiddle snuggled close beneath my arm. I've a fine felt hat, a strong pair of brogues, I have rosin in my pocket for my bow, and my fiddle strings are new. I've learned a tune or two, and I'm well prepared to ramble and to blow.
I'm as happy as a king when I catch a breath of spring, and the grass is turning green as winter ends, and the geese are on the wing as the thrushes start to sing. I'm headed down the road to see my friends.
I've a fine felt hat, a strong pair of brogues, I have rosin in my pocket for my bow, and my fiddle strings are new. I've learned a tune or two, and I'm well prepared to ramble and to blow.
I have friends in every town as I ramble up and down, making music at the markets and the fairs, to the donkeys and the creels and the farmers making deals, and the yellow-headed tickers selling wares.
I've a fine felt hat, a strong pair of brogues, I have rosin in my pocket for my bow, and my fiddle strings are new. I've learned a tune or two, and I'm well prepared to ramble and to blow. There's a health to one and all, to the big and to the small, to the rich and poor alike, and friend and foe. And when we return again, may our foes have turned to friends, and may peace and joy be with you unto then. I've a fine felt hat, a strong pair of brogues, I have rosin in my pocket for my bow, and my fiddle strings are new. I've learned a tune or two, and I'm well prepared to ramble and to blow. I've a fine felt hat, a strong pair of brogues, I have rosin in my pocket for my bow, and my fiddle strings are new. I've learned a tune or two, and I'm well prepared to ramble and to blow.
Falcha, agus dia Yves Gallaire. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Kathleen O'Neill, along with Bruce Smith, inviting you to 2 hours of Irish music, news, and announcements on Detroit Irish Radio at crbradio.com. We are here at the Gaelic League Irish American Club, 2068 Michigan Avenue in Corktown, Detroit, and we welcome you to come down and enjoy the show as it's being broadcast, or stop by and see our friendly bartender. Today we have Tim Jennings on the bar side, and Tim Fix is in the hall where there's a special event happening, and that is the 3rd annual Jim Dewan Memorial Scholarship Program, where they're awarding scholarships to 3 lovely individuals, and we'll be hearing more about them, but right now they're in there presenting the awards, and include is Eleanor Dalloway with the first place trade scholarship. Ella Miller is first place academic award, and Claire Aoife Maloney the second place academic award. So as I mentioned, we'll be hearing more about these young ladies, and perhaps hearing from some of the people that are over there in the hall. Just keep in mind that you can listen to this program at your leisure, whether it's right now or later on either the CRBradio.com Studio 2 site or the Gaelic League website, which we are on the radio page. We also are right now, you can listen live on Detroit Irish Radio Facebook page, thanks to Mary Bongiorno, and then she will put in the link later so you can listen to it and let your family members know that they can hear the show later there. Or you can also go to our YouTube channel, which Bruce has put up, Detroit Irish Radio. All kinds of ways to listen, and there's all kinds of ways to also share the news. You can text us at 313-942-0159, or you can email us at detroitirishradio@gmail.com. We're happy to be part of the green wave of CRBradio.com, where there are 4 different Irish programs that air from over 3 days. Matt O'Donnell started off yesterday, Saturday, with the Emerald Express from 1 to 4 on Studio 2. This morning, our friend Johnny Costello with the Rebel Rooster from 10 to noon on Studio 1. Here we are, Kathleen O'Neill and Bruce Smith with Detroit Irish Radio from 1 to 3, and that's Studio 2. And tomorrow on Monday is Patrick Johnson with the Irish Music Cafe from 4 to 6 p.m. and he's on Studio 1. And we'll be sharing more about where Patrick Johnson is with his program tomorrow. But let's get back into some music. We started with The Rambles of Spring by the group Hair of the Dog. Today we are going to be celebrating spring. We've been at it for a little over a month, maybe 6 weeks to spring, and it still feels like winter every time you go out and put on your jacket because there's snowflakes in the air.
We did have that 1 week of about 70, mid-70s, and it actually reached 80, I think,
I was going to say, we had a few 80 days, but...
So summer peaked in, and then it said, nah, we don't belong here.
Kind of like the groundhog, huh?
Yeah,
we're not ready
exactly.
yet. But we are going to say spring is right around the corner because tomorrow starts May 1st, and we're hoping that it will. I also want to remind all of our listeners, if you have news to share in the next 3 weeks, please send it to DetroitIrishRadio@gmail.com. And Bruce will make sure he gets that and makes it a part of the program, as I will be out of town and our good friend Angela Ryan will be broadcasting, not the 7th. I don't have my calendar ready. Yes, I do. The 14th, Mother's Day, and the 21st. So she needs to get that material to her, or the news as well.
Kathleen's going on another trip for us.
Yes, yeah. You know what? When it rains, it pours. Haven't done anything in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, meanwhile, Bruce is stuck in Detroit.
But you know what? The good thing is, listeners out there, especially if you're in the Detroit area, if you would like to maybe get on this list today and get a scholarship, if you're a young person, it's from the age of 17 to 30, come and learn the trade of how to work a board and broadcast a radio program, and you maybe can get funding through the Jim DeWan Memorial Scholarship Program to advance that career. And let's give Bruce a Sunday off.
Yay!
Yeah, he does such a great job, and it's not just a Sunday that we count on Bruce throughout the week. Okay, Bruce, here's something else I like. Can you splice it together? You can do this with it. So with that, thanks to all of you that contribute and all of you that share news, and in particular Mary Bongiorno keeping it on Facebook, and Bruce here in the studio. And for our listeners, and especially those of you that have made a point of liking us and telling us where you're at or what it's like and where you're listening, so keep that up too.
Yeah, we're not doing this for ourselves.
No.
We're doing it for you. We love you people.
And that's the truth, you know. It's a volunteer labor of love that we enjoy, and enjoy sharing your news as well as what we know. So with that, let's go ramble. We're going to hear from the Irish Rovers, Ramblers. You know what? We do. Are they done where they can talk? You know what? Before we go into music, we're going to get you right. Are we going to get you right on the air? Maybe. Barb, you going to name one of them, or they'll all come out? Okay. This is with me right now is one of the very active members of this Jim Dewan Memorial Scholarship Program, and it's Barb Weir. And girls, I don't know if you know it, and certainly our listeners may not know it yet, but Barb has a special day coming up this week.
Yeah, my husband and I are celebrating our 50th wedding anniversary on Thursday.
Yeah, so congratulations to that.
Thank
How
you.
wonderful.
We're so excited. So we have 3 wonderful young ladies here who've won the scholarship this year. Our first place winner is Ella Miller, and I'll let her tell you a little bit about herself.
Hi, my name's Ella. I'm a freshman at Central Michigan University, and I'm a photojournalism major, and I also dance with Motor City Irish Dance.
Well, very good. So your intent is to go into photojournalism.
Yes, yeah,
And-
I'd like to be a photojournalist.
Excellent. And what year are you in right now?
I'm a freshman.
Freshman. Congratulations. That's my alma mater. I went to Central Michigan University. Very
And then we
nice.
have Claire Maloney, who's a student at Bowling Green.
Hi, as she introduced, I'm Claire Maloney. I go to Bowling Green State University. I'm a criminal justice major, and I grew up with the Harps and the Gaelic Athletic League and running around at St. Patrick's Day Parade, so it's really an honor to be able to have some help with my education as well.
Excellent. Yeah, criminal justice. Wow. We've got a diverse group here.
And
Nice.
next, we're very excited to be awarding our first trade scholarship, which was a cause near and dear to Jim Dewan's heart, and that's who the scholarship's named after. This is Miss Ella Dalloway.
Hi, I'm Eleanor. I started a painting business 3 years ago, and with the help of this scholarship, I'm hoping to expand more into carpentry and drywall repair within my business, and to learn more of the trades.
Well, I was going to say, I'm looking at all of your girls' bios are excellent, but you have an accounting background, right?
Yes, I have my associates in accounting, which does help with the business side of the whole business.
I was going to say that's most important if you're going to be working with business. You
Right,
need to
right.
know where those monies are going. But how nice. And I recognize Ella because Ella was
Yes.
on Detroit Irish Radio way back when you were probably 9-10 years old. maybe?
Yeah, with Mick McGavin when I was playing the fiddle. Yeah,
Okay.
it's so great to be back.
Very nice. So you're all very talented and involved in different aspects of the Irish culture as well. Love to see that. The
It's a
music.
great group of young ladies, and we're looking forward to seeing great things come from them.
Oh, yeah. And where are some of the places that they're going to be?
Well, I think they're all finishing up their school year right now, and I don't know what everybody's plans are for the summer, except I know that Eleanor's going to be working her business.
But will we see them at the Motor City Irish Fest at all?
I hope so. Yeah, they're all nodding their head yes. So-
Excellent. Yeah, I was going to say music, dance, football.
Yeah,
we got the
covered.
culture
Yes.
covered here. Excellent. Yes. And
Well, thanks for having us on, Kathleen.
oh, I'm so happy that you stopped by early because we hate rushing at the end. And it's a real pleasure to meet all of you young ladies. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors. And Barbara, congratulations to you and your group. Jim would be so thrilled.
I'm sure he would.
All right, well, I'd say he is thrilled.
He is. Watching over us.
Yeah,
We know that.
he guides all of us every day.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, girls. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, and oh, you all got a framed scholarship award. Excellent. All right, take care. God bless you. Well, isn't that nice? I love seeing that we have these young people getting involved in wonderful aspects, grew up around the Irish community and are still a part of the community. Super good. So with that, let's go. We're going to see the Irish Rovers are going to be singing the song "The Rambler from Derry," and then we're going to have a little bit of a dance with Three-Way Street. It's some jigs, Rambling Boy and Sprig of Shillelagh.
I'm the rambler from Derry, light-hearted and merry. Around Paddy's Island, my way I do wend. Myself and my dog over moorland and bog. We know every path through the mountains and glens, singing Falderall laddie, right Turralai-addy, Fallalal Derry, down Turralai. With me pack on me back, down the road I will stray, for the rambler from Derry is rambling away. I was born a free man by the banks of the Bann, and the blood of the gypsy, it runs through my veins. My friends and relations all over this nation, who offer me shelter from the wind and the rain, singing Falderall laddie, right Turralai-addy, Fallalal Derry, down Turralai. With me pack on me back, down the road I will stray, for the rambler from Derry is rambling away. I rove at me leisure for sport and for pleasure, through the warm summer sun or the cold winter snow. The sights are astounding, with nature abounding in Paddy's Green Island, where the deer shamrock grows, singing Falderall laddie, right Turralai-addy, Fallalal Derry, down Turralai. With me back on me back, down the road I will stray, for the rambler from Derry is rambling away. I've colleens from Derry to Cork and Tipperary, from Dublin to Sligo and Wild and Eagle. I squeeze them and tease them, I love them and please them. When my rambles are over, sure I'll marry them all, singing Falderall laddie, right Turralai-addy, Fallalal Derry, down Turralai. With me pack on me back, down the road I will stray, for the rambler from Derry is rambling away. Lift up your glasses, you lads and fine lasses, to the travelling people, wherever you be. May the road rise to meet you, and old friends to greet you, and may all of your rambles be happy and free. Singing Falderall laddie, right Turralai-addy, Fallalal Derry, down Turralai. With me pack on me back, down the road I will stray, for the rambler from Derry is rambling away, singing Falderall laddie, right Turralai-addy, Fallalal Derry, down Turralai. With me pack on me back, down the road I will stray, for the rambler from Derry is rambling away.
Oh, this is a fun day. I love when we have guests, and I love live music. And today we're having an opportunity with a scholarship program going on in the hall of having people come over here. And one of them is our good friend Satrice Coleman Betts. Satrice, you have a big, exciting event coming up soon. You want to share with our listeners?
Yes, I am so happy to be here. This is just a blessing and an honor for me. On May 21st, St. Patrick's Senior Center will have our annual Irish Festival. It'll be our 46th festival.
Wow.
It'll take place that day from 1 to 8 there at St. Patrick's Senior Center, which is located at 58 Parsons in Midtown Detroit. And this year, St. Patrick's Senior Center will have been in existence for 50 years. It's our 50th anniversary. We're also going to have a celebration event at MGM later on this fall.
Whoa.
Oh.
Let me jump in there, Satrice.
And with us now is our good friend Dennis Hayes, who was also instrumental in the program. Let's just make mention. You, along with Kelly Walters and John Freeman,
yeah.
were judges, so congratulations.
Well, we were happy to do it, but I'm more happy to be here with Satrice, who I don't get to see often. I think about her often. She's never far from my mind, and I shouldn't be saying this because in 2 days is my 48th wedding anniversary, and my wife thankfully doesn't listen to this program. But no, you don't have to put your arm around me, Satrice. It's okay. You can just be there. But no, it's I wish I could be at your festival, but I want to buy some tickets, some big raffle tickets, and I want to encourage my fellow Irish Americans and all our neighbors and friends in the Detroit market to please jump on those tickets, because they are the biggest backbone for that fundraiser. The raffle tickets, what really builds the coffers up for the program, and they serve so many worthy people in the central city of Detroit, the elderly. So please call Satrice right away. She'll give you the number.
Thank you so much, Dennis. I love you.
Easy.
Our phone number at the center is 313-833-7080, and we just really appreciate anyone who will purchase those tickets. It's our $10,000 drawing. That's our largest prize. And we have other prizes of $3,000, $2,000, $1,000, and we actually added some additional prizes of $500, a couple 500 prizes this year. So.
And the other thing you can count on, I think Pat O'Hara is still your main CPA, guardian of the assets and all that stuff, the most honest guy in Detroit that you'll ever want to meet. So this is a great raffle. It's all totally on the up and up. I've never won. I can prove it to you. But
I think
it is
Jim
an
DeWan
honest.
did one year.
Jim DeWan did one time. So maybe, but maybe there's always this year, right, Satrice?
Oh, definitely. And we also have our entrance ticket raffle. The entrance ticket is $5, and you'll be entered into a drawing for $1,300 or $200. We have our cheer raffle, which is
Cheer. What's that guy say all the time?
Pat Koenig, cheer, get lazy, get crazy. And we have our quilt raffle too, and it's beautiful this year.
Yeah, it's a great festival. Always has been. I mean, sadly, we've seen so many of our greats like Larry Larson, Charlie Taylor, so many of Brian Bonner, all these guys that performed there for years as a voluntary effort are no longer with us. But we still have the young guys, John Freeman and the Codgers, Kavanaugh, Joni Kavanaugh.
McSpillin.
McSpillin. All these groups are there, and it's just a marvelous festival. People are out there dancing around, singing, enjoying themselves. You can't miss it. It's just a wonderful couple days.
Thank you so much. It is a wonderful day, and I'm so happy to see that the Irish community comes together. The St. Patrick's Senior Center community comes together, and we just make it a great event. And I also want to acknowledge the recent loss we had of Una Bonner.
Oh, yes.
Because Una Bonner would sell those tickets, and she would crochet those scarves, and she would truly be missed for this festival.
You had to stay out of Una's way because she was a ticket-selling machine. I don't care if it was the Gaelic League, Kitty Heinzman's dance group. If you got in her way, you were going to end up buying something.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, she will be missed. So many, like you say, have been missed. But it is a fun festival, and it's family friendly. Bring the children. There's so much space between the stage outside and down in the basement area and up in the auditorium that you won't get lost, but you can have a little room to run around and enjoy. I love seeing all the little ones that get out on the dance floor, and the families being able to visit with friends. It's
And
just
good
nice.
food.
Oh,
Excellent food.
Yeah.
Ribs, chicken, hot dogs, hamburgers, ice cream, sundaes, anything you can imagine at a great old-time festival. And that was, the way Charlie Taylor and Ed Newbacher and John Cosgrove and all the early guys wanted to be an old-time, family-friendly, carnival-type festival. And that's what it is, still is.
Yes,
Do you have the boutique room as well, or not this year?
Well, this year we did some transitions. So the last 2 years, the boutique was actually an auction. But this year we're going to have a women's clothing boutique. Not as much stuff as before, but definitely some good quality women's clothing. So if you're a woman and you like to shop and you like nice things, this year is a year to come.
Very good. And tell us a number that people can reach you, or your website. Or
Okay. Again, our number to the center is 313-833-7080. You can reach us at our website or our Facebook page. And a lot of up-to-date information will be kept on our Facebook page.
And what about volunteers? Are you still in need of volunteers?
Always can use volunteers. Volunteers help to run St. Patrick's Senior Center because if we had to pay everyone who helped us with events, we would be out of business.
We wouldn't have any funds. Tell our listeners a little bit of what St. Pat's is all about and how it was formed and how you have really had it grow in the last 24 years that you've under your direction.
That 24 years just amazes me. Every time I hear it, I've been there 24 years. But it was started in 1973 by Sister Mary Watson, who kind of molded me into this position. And
She sure did.
If anyone remembers Sister Mary Watson, which I know many people do, you know how she would take you by the hand and lead you in a direction you should be going.
An easy touch, in other words, huh?
Oh, yes. She was a nut. But we're the largest health and wellness center for older adults in the city of Detroit. Last year, we served over 3,000 individuals. During the pandemic, the previous year, we served 4,000 individuals.
Wow.
We have a variety of programs. Our foundation has been our nutrition program. And Sister Mary was a registered dietitian, so that is a foundation for what we do. Health and wellness activities. We take people to medical appointments. And most recently, we really have worked to keep seniors and older adults connecting with technology, digital literacy, because we know that these days learning how to use the internet, having access to the internet and learning how to use a computer are keys to independence.
Right. I was going to say they just need to be trained. Everybody has a smartphone, but they don't know how to use all the gadgets that go with it.
The amazing thing about Sister Mary was she was such a taskmaster. I said easy touch. She was a tough manager. And you had to work under her for a number of years. And then when she left us, of course, finally, you assumed the reins. And you've had to be kind of firm in the way you operate, too, because it's a tough operation. It's a big enterprise with grant money coming in, volunteers coming in, charitable contributions coming in. So it's a big program to manage. So it's very, very important. And good for Sister Mary for being as tough as she was back in those days to let people know she didn't fool around. And she was able to get those Eastern market vendors and people to cough up their excess meat, produce, whatever, to help feed those elderly people. And it's really been a miraculous program, I think.
Yeah, but how many do you feed a day? And you have meals every day for these
We
seniors?
do have meals 6 days a week.
Okay.
Average about 200 people a day. We feed there, but we also deliver meals now to some individuals. So I do have some support from the Pulte Family Foundation, where we do deliver some meals to some seniors who can't get out at least 2 days a week. We have partnered with the City of Detroit to provide household good boxes worth $300 to individuals who qualify, who are in need. That program, somebody put up a flyer, so it's been growing miraculously every day. That flyer got me. But we have really worked to keep older adults safe and independent in their homes and want them to have a place where they can enjoy themselves. So we still are a home away from home for older adults.
And you have a lot of recreational activity. You see you go to the Facebook page for St. Pat's Senior Center. They're dancing in the park. They're in the exercise room. They're all kinds of calisthenics and things like that. So these are vibrant elder citizens in the middle city, and they get good food, good entertainment, good exercise, and there's good socialization key among those things, you know.
What is amazing is this is us. I started at St. Pat's when I was 27, and I shocked myself. In 3 years, I'll be old enough to join the center.
I tried to join several years ago, but they wouldn't have me.
I'll have you now.
I was going to say, and even when Sister Mary retired, she still was right there making sure that you were on track doing the right thing for, I don't know how many years, a lot of years. But Satrice, you took it all with grace and with that same commitment to keeping the center a wonderful place for seniors, and it has, and it continues to grow. Through the COVID, I couldn't believe how you managed to continue to get people to come down to put together meals for all these seniors, and you, instead of 1 meal a day, they were getting 2 meals, so they didn't have to come every day to get their meals. So
We did. St. Patrick's Senior Center and the individuals that we serve are my family. And the 24 years I've been part of the Irish community, and I consider the Irish community as part of my family. And I'm very comfortable. I know I'm a part. And
You were one of the hometown heroes this year, weren't
I know,
you?
right?
Yeah,
That was great. I mean, Patricia Badgersby, we were enjoying ourselves. Hey, Pat. I just love this community, and I'm so happy and proud to be a part of it.
And a lot of that has to start with that you're just such a wonderful person to begin with, but the Fraternal Order of United Irishmen have been a mainstay since day one, and that is their mission, St. Patrick's Senior Center, and they have that you are their sister. You're just, you are family, and it's nice to be able to contribute to that kind of relationship.
Thank you. The FUI's definitely. St. Patrick's Senior Center would not be St. Patrick's Senior Center without the Fraternal Order of United Irishmen. And I know our board chair, John Bentley, he's always likes to be in the background, but he has just done phenomenal things for St. Patrick's Senior Center. All the volunteer hours, the media, the PR, the videos, the helping with special events. He has just been, I just could not ask for anyone better to support me and the center.
Right. Yeah, well, it's such a good cause that if you're in, you're in. and definitely you have a lot of people that are supportive. But we need people to come out to the festival, so the date again is?
May 21st from 1 to 8 at St. Patrick's Senior Center.
Buy those big tickets. That's very, very essential to the success of the program.
I was going to say, and there's a limited number of those tickets.
They are. There's 375 tickets this year, where we added some additional prizes, so there are a limited number. And please assist me with the tickets, because that is a big task. I definitely miss Sister Mary Watson from helping me hawk these tickets, because
Una Bonner.
And Una Bonner.
Yeah.
And Newbacher from way back when.
God.
Yeah. So do you have some today to hawk? Oh, look at the look on her face. No, but if you give her the money, she will send you the ticket, because there's still time, right?
Yes.
Yes, and other than that, just call or go down to St. Pat's. That's what I did. I went down and bought my tickets because I wanted to make sure I had mine in hand.
Give me a call and I'll get them to you.
Right. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to call you tomorrow.
Please.
All right, good talking to both of you. This is always a pleasure. For those of you that are new to Detroit Irish Radio, this is what we've been doing for years. We'd love to promote our local events and the people that are the organizers and usually behind the scene. And for those that didn't know, Dennis Hayes is now out in Arizona most of the time, right, Dennis? But he was former president of United Irish Societies that kept us all connected as well. Thanks again, Dennis Hayes and Satrice Coleman-Betts, for being a part of the program. With that, how about some music here? We have one of the groups that plays out at St. Pat's Senior Center is the Perkins at times and Finbarns Wren. So we have the song Country Life, and then follow up with Cultus from 2008, The Morning Dew and The Bird in the Bush. And this year, some of our Detroit Irish Music Association, or DEMA, friends are going to be performing at St. Pat's. Lynn Reed and a group of the DEMA ones that come here for sessions. So enjoy.
I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon their lalum, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. In spring we sow and the harvest mow, and that is how the seasons around they go. But of all the things to choose I made, 'twould be ramblin' in the new mown hay. Oh, I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon their lalum, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. In autumn when the leaves do fall, the harvest's in, the beasts in stall, that's the time that I recall, rambling in the new mown hay. Oh, I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon their lalum, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. In winter when the sky is grey, we hedge and we ditch our time away, but in the summer when the sun shines gay, we go ramblin' in the new mown hay. Oh, I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon their lalum, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. Oh, I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon their lalum, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay.
right. As I mentioned, Dima is going to be out at the they might be at Motor City Irish Fest, which we'll be talking about as well, but at the St. Patrick's Irish Festival, which is happening on Sunday, May 21st. And therefore, we are not going to, well, they're going to be here. I take that back. They're having their usual first Wednesday session at the Gaelic League on Wednesday, May 3rd. And then they will be here on May 7th, not part of the radio program, but they will be having their regular session from 3 to 5 p.m. And everyone's welcome to come on out to that. And then they're going to do a second Wednesday, the 10th, May 10th. The Detroit Irish Music Association, our friends Dima, will be here at the Gaelic League. Those Wednesday sessions start at 6:30. Check out their website, DetroitIrishMusic.org, or check out their Facebook page. But we're so happy that we're going to get in some more live performances here at the Gaelic League in the month of May. It just so happens this, they can only do the first Sunday because then it's Mother's Day, and then there's the St. Pat's Festival, and then it's Memorial Weekend. So one Sunday in May, but 2 Wednesdays. So keep that in mind for our good friends. And you can come join them. They welcome newcomers. If you only know one song, come on down and share it with them. And by the time you leave, you may know a second song. It's just the way it works in a session. Let's see, next up, this one is for Dan Miller. Dan has requested a song. He requested it a few weeks ago, and we always say we welcome your request. And if you have a certain song you'd like to hear, let us know. We'll see if we can come up with it. Well, because we missed last Sunday, Dan, we're giving a little extra background about someone I imagine you enjoy, as many listeners do, Luke Kelly, the late Luke Kelly and the Dubliners. Luke was born in November of 1940 and died in January 1984, many years ago, but still people are remembering and commenting on his talent. So there's something you can find on YouTube. It's called Luke Kelly, the Performer, and you're going to hear comments from a lot of well-known Irish musicians and entertainers speak about Luke Kelly and some of them, the influence he had on themselves or the Irish music scene. And then we're going to play the song that Dan Miller requested, and it's being introduced at an event, so it's a live performance of his at an event in Howth, I believe. The song is Motto. We'll hear that now.
Welcome. You're joining me here for a very special experience. Luke Kelly was for 20 years a member of the Dubliners, and for all the years since, he's been a continuing part of the Dubliners, a kind of spirit presence, if that's not too much of a pun. Luke brought warmth and power to so much of the Dubliner story that he's remembered today as having been a great character and is still very much loved. People said he was a socialist. People said many things. But first and foremost, Luke was a great performer.
To be able to move millions with this sound and this Irish skill is extraordinary.
He was a man for all seasons, I'd say.
Luke liked celebrity. He liked the idea of being a pop star.
Luke was a very complex man.
In a way, I think, Luke was before his time.
I think Luke was a poet and prophet as well.
Luke was so proud of being Dublin, so proud of the part of Dublin he came from.
He had wonderful diction, great delivery, a great power and passion in everything that he sang.
When Kelly got into Full Flight, one of those big tunes, threw his head back and just surfed on that wave of the Dubliners' music around him, something magical happened. There's no doubt about that.
I met Luke in the early 80s in a festival in Europe. And I remember the Dubliners on stage and the absolute amazing contact they had with the audience. And Luke is one of those performers. He stands on the stage and he creates the space for everybody to come into it.
The very first time I saw Luke, way back in the beginning at the Royal Hotel in Howth, he sang the Monto. I was struck by it that night, and the fact that everybody was chanting the chorus. I'd never heard it before. It was the most incredible song for audience participation. They absolutely loved it. Luke loved it because it gave him an opportunity to do a little bit of acting during it. He used to throw his banjo up on his shoulder like a rifle, do a little bit of marching. He did a little bit of imitating what he saw as a posh accent.
Next song is a song about a place in Dublin which was situated behind the Pro Cathedral in Dublin. And it was one time one of the most famous red light districts in Europe. The whole place has since been closed down by legions of Marys or something or other. Anyway, been closed down by one thing or another. And the whole area was cut across by a famous street called Montgomery Street. And the name of the street was shortened, and it was called the Monto. And this was the name given to the whole area. And the whole area was called the Monto, as this song, which Luke will sing, is called the Monto.
Well, if you've got a wingo, take her up to Ringo, where the waxy singo all the day. If you've had your fill of porter and you can't go any further, give your man the order back to the quay and take her up to Monto, Monto, Monto. Take her up to Monto, Langaroo, to you. You heard it, Buckshot Foster, the dirty old imposter, took his mutton, lost her up the Fore-Eagle. He first put on his bowler, then he buttoned up his trousers and he whistled for a growler and he says, nay, nay. Take me up to Monto, Monto, Monto. Take me up to Monto, Langaroo, to you. You seen the double and fusiliers, the dirty old bamboozlers. They went to get the children. 1, 2, 3. Marching from the linen hall, there's one for every cannonball. Vicky's going to send yous all o'er the sea. But first go up to Monto, Monto, Monto. First go up to Monto, Langaroo, to you. When the Tsar of Russia and the King of Prussia landed in the Phoenix in a big balloon, they asked the Polish band to play the wedding of the Green, but the buggers in the depot didn't know their tune, so they both went up to Monto, Monto, Monto. Both went up to Monto, Langaroo, to you. The Queen, she came to call on us, she wanted to see all of us, and glad she didn't fall on us, she's 18 stone. Mr. me Lord Master, she is all you've got to shout to me. Why no, man, there's some more to see. Hold my home, and he took her up to Monto, Monto, Monto. Took her up to Monto, Langaroo. Zero G to you, my new, hope you want.
All right, once again, that went out to Dan Martin. I may have mistakenly said something else, but Dan Martin, thank you for the request, and thank you for all of you that continue to provide information and request of songs to us. Once again, you can always send a message to Mary at Detroit Irish Radio Facebook page, or email us at DetroitIrishRadio@gmail.com. And of course, text us, and that number is 313-941-0159. That's also something that you can use to get us information and keep us on track as well. All right. With that, I want to say very happy or gorgeous to Johnny and Brendan Manning, who celebrate their 14th anniversary this past Tuesday, a week ago, on April 25th. I believe I missed that. I'm wishing you many more healthy, happy years together. And coming up this week, oh, and I didn't mention it, doggone it, our friend Dennis and Rosita Hayes, although he mentioned it, we didn't reinforce it, celebrates his 48th anniversary this coming Tuesday. On Wednesday is Inda and Anne Marie Riley, our good entertainer, celebrate 9 years together. And Barb Weir, we mentioned earlier, celebrating 50 years on Thursday with her husband, Bob. Wishing them also many more healthy, happy years together and being a part of this wonderful Detroit Irish community. Talking about Johnny Manning, him and Danny Mardozonian, which I haven't seen in a while, are going to be out at Dunleavy's tomorrow. Put that on your calendar. Plan on coming to Dunleavy's Pub in Allen Park. It's 6004 Allen Road for a kickoff celebration for the Motor City Irish Fest. And the Motor City Irish Fest itself is happening in June, June 9th, 10th, and 11th. And we look forward to having you come out and help raise some more funds. It's going to be a fabulous, it always is, but event. So they're asking you to join in the celebration and supporting Motor City Irish Fest. It happens at Greenmead Historical Park in Livonia. Bruce and I do plan to be there broadcasting live. And there's plenty of food, drink, and great Irish entertainment. And this year's headliners include Derek Warfield and the Young Wolf Tones, the Gobshites, which I believe are out of Boston, our local favorites, Blackthorn, Crossbow, Brother Crow, Codgers, McSpillin, and many more. There's, I believe, 6 different schools of Irish dance, 2 entertainment tents. There's a children's and cultural tent, a whiskey tasting, 0K fun run, the Ring of Steel, a Sunday Mass at noon, and plenty of Irish vendors. It is family friendly, another family friendly event. Friday it starts at 5 o'clock till 11, Saturday from noon till 11, and Sunday from noon till 7 p.m. Once again, that's going to be Motor City Irish Fest. You can check out their website or their Facebook page, motorcityirishfest.com. Tomorrow's fundraiser at Dunleavy's starts with our good friend Patrick Johnson, the Irish Music Cafe, hosting their radio show there live from 4 to 6 p.m. And then there will be some live music afterwards, and I believe it's the Codgers. And then, or maybe it's Indon Riley, excuse me, it's Indon Riley tomorrow. And then Danny and Johnny will be playing at 7 to 8. Motor City Irish Fest t-shirts are available for sale. There will be the Irish Baker products available for sale and raffles. So please make sure that you put that on your calendar. Come down to Dunleavy's, which is a wonderful pub. It's a supporter of this Detroit Irish radio program, and they have wonderful food too. So that's where I'm going for dinner, Bruce, tomorrow. I love when I can say, oh, we got someplace to go. Dinner's out. You can also have the opportunity to purchase the walk signs, the $100 signs that list your business name or your family name, and they will line the path along the Motor City Irish Festival. Beautiful route. It's paved. Well, you have to go on to the grassy grounds, but there is a paved path all along the festival grounds. So keep that in mind. You can come on out and do that tomorrow. Pay for your walk signs. Become a sponsor if you like. There's all kinds of ways to help raise funds for a fabulous event that's been happening in the Detroit area for a little over a decade. What else is happening is birthdays. La Braha Hana to those celebrating birthdays, and there's an extra special birthday today, and that's with our good friend Kathleen Trainer. Kathleen Trainer, very happy birthday to you. She's 92 years young. Last Sunday, her husband, John Trainer, was mentioned. He was also very actively involved with this radio program, calling in with sports and poetry and news. And Port Egan, mentioned him last week. So this is your week, Kathleen. We actually have an extra special song for you from your husband of many years and your family. Also celebrating birthdays include Carol Ann Strange on Tuesday, Wednesday, Hannah Farron, Connor O'Boyle, and John Trainer Jr., one of Kathleen's sons, on Wednesday. Thursday is Mike Ward, an entertainer here in the Detroit area's birthday. Friday, good friend Mariah Berryman, Glenda Boyd, Peter Guda, and Ted O'Donnell celebrate their birthday, or Donahue, excuse me. And on Saturday, we have Mike Monteith, Rory Shivers, and Aaron Wood. So happy birthday. We are going to listen to a few songs here. First one up is Special Request for a Special Lady. It's My Kathleen, being sung by Larry Cunningham. We'll follow that with Derek Warfield and the Young Wolf Tones, who will be at the Motor City Irish Festival in June with a Blackberry Blossom. And then end up with our good friend Kathy Ryan, The Wild Flowers.
I'm in love with the sweet Irish colleen. She's the sweetest young colleen on earth. She's a gem of the very fine water, and I'm proud that she's Irish by birth. She's my Kathleen, so fair and bright, star of evening, dark as night, through shady lanes and meadows green, I'd love to stroll with my Kathleen. I met her beneath the sweet bowers. I kissed her, she liked it quite well, and she blushed like the pretty young flower on the green mossy banks of the dell. She's my Kathleen, so fair and bright, star of evening, dark as night, through shady lanes and meadows green, I'd love to stroll with my Kathleen. And on next Sunday morning we'll marry, and her old folks will give her away. All the bells in the church will be ringing, and everyone's happy and gay. She's my Kathleen, so fair and bright, star of evening, dark as night, through shady lanes and meadows green, I'd love to stroll with my Kathleen.
the wildflowers I preferred, who owed nothing to nobody, but blossomed in the ditches and made their own way in the world. 'Twas the wildflowers I admired, who never done nothing to you, but driven from the garden, sang their own songs in the spring. You can have your lily, you can have your rose, that were taken and broken and bred by men. They were grafted and laid, twisted and tamed, but the wildflowers I enjoyed, they had nothing to do with you. They flowered by the roadside and wore their own colors in the sun. They were there before you, they'll be there after you. That will out, like your own true nature. You can try, that you never will defeat. The wildflowers I enjoyed, they had nothing to do with you. Vanished from the garden, they made their own way in the world, sang their own songs in the spring, and wore their own colors in the sun.
Hey, once again, a very happy birthday to all that are celebrating birthdays, and those of you whose names I do not have, you can always text us or to the Facebook, Detroit Irish Radio, or you can, what's the other one, Bruce? So Gmail, the email, and let us know. But right now, Bruce, do you feel like you're at a festival? Yes, he does feel like he's at a festival and wishing me to pay attention to what I'm doing.
Trying to get some normalcy going on here.
The fun part of these events, and especially at festivals, is that we get to see people who can share their news with us without us having to just read from their flyers or what they've told us or what we know in our own heads. So with me right now is Heather Lemus. Heather, you were also out there in the hall with the Jim Dewan Scholarship Program.
Oh, I was, and it was a great event. It's just a very worthy cause. The three ladies that were given scholarships to, it was just a phenomenal event, and I encourage everyone to come back down again another year. I'm here to welcome you to the Irish Genealogical Society. We are a Irish genealogical group that organizes exclusively historical and or educational events. we're trying to preserve and perpetuate the records and cultural heritage of our Irish ancestors. It's a very great group of people. I've learned a lot about my Irish heritage, and I encourage everyone who's interested in learning about their Irish heritage to come on down. Our next meeting is May 20th at 1:30 at the Gaelic League. Our presentation will be by Jim Jackson, a very seasoned genealogist, and he is using the Michigan Biographical Index for research, including the Civil War Irish brigades as his presentation. We have different events and talks every month. We encourage everyone to come back down for that. Also, my great idea here is for donations toward the Irish radio, because Kathleen and Bruce have been absolutely great over the years about producing this. And thank you, Kathleen and Bruce, for all of your time and efforts.
Well, thank you. Didn't expect that, did you, Bruce?
No, not at all. Thank you very much.
We appreciate that. And you know what? It is a real pleasure to be a part of this bigger group here. The Irish Genealogical Society of Michigan was formed back in 1994. The only reason I remember that is because I was president of the Gaelic League, and they came and asked, and I didn't know what they were talking about. But over the years, you've had fabulous speakers. You have a little resource room with some books and whatever. And your website is MIIGSM, right? That people can find out more. And I encourage all of you. And the good thing about this group is that they let you come and sit in and listen to their speakers. You don't have to be a member, but they do encourage you, and you want to be long because they have so many wise people in the group that can assist in helping you find your roots back to Ireland. And I think it's just $15 still, isn't it? $15 an individual, I believe, or unless they upped it.
Check the website.
Okay, check the website.
Yeah.
I think maybe they just recently went up. I think I paid as an individual only $15. Do we want to wait a minute, or are you ready to come? Oh, good. We have another speaker here, and might as well get them while we can before they get cold feet. But I don't think this one ever will. And that's our friend Peggy Gray, who's been on the radio many times. Peggy, it's great to see you. You're very involved with the Motor City Irish Fest that I just mentioned, and there's a big fundraiser tomorrow at Dunleavy's. But the beauty with Peggy Gray is she organizes and chairs the cultural tent for the children, right? And what's going on this year with the kids?
Well, we have so many great crafts and entertainers. We try to every half hour switch from an entertainer to a craft. Can't do the crafts with the entertainers on, so they're not talking. But we have, and just off the top of my head, I have, we've got Mr. Magic, Bill Brang on Friday, and John Heidesman's going to be giving a whistle lesson and an Irish dance lesson every day. And I have to say that everything at the children's tent is free. Once children are free to get in, and there's no, unless someone's selling their CD or something, there's no expense to anything. We're also having a photo booth this year, and that will be free also. And we have the Kilted Magician, as many of you have seen him, Hugh Irwin. He will be there twice on Saturday at, I believe, 1:30 and 5:30. I don't have the times in front of me, but he puts on an amazing show, and we'll have a new guy we have is called Crazy Craig. He's not only a juggler, but he does all kinds of acts. He'll be there on Sunday. He puts an amazing show, and I just watched him on his, if you can look him up, he holds like 10 chairs on his chin and stuff. So,
oh dear.
So it makes my face hurt to look at the picture. But we have, and then we have Mary Beth Dillon Butler. She's got a best-selling children's book. She reads her book and does all the activities that the turtle in the book does with the kids. So everything, we try to make it all be based on Irish heritage, but sometimes a juggler, might, I just said don't wear an orange shirt. But then we'll have the reddest hair, greenest eyes, most freckles contest with Liam, the extra large leprechaun. I know that's at 3:00 on Saturday for sure. So, and a hula hoop contest, and there's hula hoops out there for the whole weekend so kids can practice. That's on Sunday, and then we also have cornhole out there and things for kids to do that's just there. I think that's an Irish activity, and all our crafts are Irish. And this year, like we had, was so popular last year, was a fairy cottage. And we're having the O'Donoghue girls teach it, because when children teach it to children, it's way better, and it's hard for adults to do this. We can see it, and then we do also a leprechaun trap, and that we're having the Horgan boys, that's my grandchildren, do that. It's because they're so good at teaching. And you know, my little grandson Sully, he's just made his first communion yesterday. He has his YouTube channel where he teaches how to make a leprechaun trap. So he's already skilled at teaching things.
Wow.
So anyway, it's going to be so much fun. I know I'm leaving stuff out, but it's just going to be so much fun. I just can't wait.
Wonderful. And I'm talking about family members, the Sullys. Are there playing?
Oh, the Nuba Grade. Yes, thank you for reminding. Yes,
yeah.
they are playing on the big stage, I believe around noon, but then they will come and do a sing-along at the children's, and they have their younger siblings pass out noisemakers and stuff for the kids to interact. And also Edna Riley, he's playing on big stage too, but he will be playing twice at our
children.
Yeah, at the children's, and he does songs and stories. So yeah, so it's going to be a great lineup.
It's fun, and you don't have to be a kid to go and enjoy it.
No,
Kathleen and I both enjoyed Enda's performance last year.
And you know, we also have like the two clowns too, the face painters and balloon makers. You see the line, they're so good. They'll be there all day, every day. So it's going to be great.
Excellent. Oh, it is great. So all we need now are the little kids to come on out with their families.
Yes.
On June 9th, 10th, and 11th. They are
Yes.
welcome. The tent will be open for children to have crafts, and it's beautiful, and you do a fabulous job. Any need of volunteers?
Yes, we do need volunteers. We have a lot. Like I say, I'm kind of recruiting children a lot more this year because I found they're really good at it. Way better than we are. So, but we do have volunteers, but we could always use more. So
okay.
I have a sign-up sheet. If anyone wants to contact me, they can.
You want to, is it the Motor City website that you would go to?
Well, there is a sign-up sheet for the Motor City, but for the children's tent, you could contact me because we do have a schedule for their volunteers. And my number is 734-891-4871. Just call me and let me know you want to volunteer.
Okay, very good.
Oh, and we also, Irish football lesson with Garrett O'Donoghue, who's the coach of the Harps. So we have that also.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And are they going to do a game there this year, or is it just lessons?
Not if they're doing a game, but they have this section where they do the 0K race will be, I think I know it's Saturday.
Okay.
The time escapes me, but they will be right in that middle section, and he takes them over there and they do a game, but he teaches them how to play. So then if they want to sign up to play, they could.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you've given us a lot of news, and now we'll be hearing more as it gets closer. If you want to come and find out more, go to Dunleavy's tomorrow. Peggy, you'll probably be there, right?
I will be there, yes.
I didn't ask you, but I am just assuming, and yes, we would all love to.
Yes, and
share.
I will have the schedule there so people can. Sometimes you want to pick a day that you want to go where the things that you want to do will be there.
Right.
So. But you should come all 3 days if you were smart.
Well, I was going to say, but truthfully, kids are busy on weekends with parents, and so you do want to make sure that you put it on your calendar this Saturday. It's not anybody's birthday party. It's
and there's sports, and that's why the Horgan boys. I was hard to book those because they got so many sports. So you do have to consider that too. So
right. All right, very good. Appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Yep. Always a pleasure seeing Peggy Gray and finding out what's happening. Very actively involved. Oh, and we didn't mention she was the 3-year reigning as the Grand Marshal. Had to give it up this year, Peggy, but it looks like you didn't no worse than where you're not sulking in a corner.
I tried to beat up Kevin.
Oh, good thing that didn't go over the air. No, actually, it's a joy to be around all of the people that are involved with these different activities, because they're not just involved with one thing. It's, you're at everything, as all of you ladies and gentlemen are today. With that, we're going to go in, and I want to say Aber Padre Sanadini Atatin to those that are in need of prayers at this time, including on our list. I believe I added a couple. So we have Evan Anderson, Mary Jo Began, Laura Bond, Judy and Tom Bruning, Margaret Carducci, Bill Carney, Nick Cimitero, John Couture, Kitty Durbin, Brian Dunleavy, John Finnerty, Bridie Flynn, Ed Foley, Betty Gowdy, Mary Gold, Joanne Haley, David Aaron Keem, Jamie Jones, Shelley Lees, Kevin Lussick, Angela McGuire, Patty Martin, Eden Mashburn, Eden Mashburn, Rick McMurray, Richard McNichols, Sean Moore, Bridget Murray, Father Dan O'Sullivan, Ann Purcell, Marianne Quinn, Betty McCabe Rizzo, Norm Root, Chris Scanlon, Mary Sheehy, Megan Tierney, Sarah Turner, Lexton William, Joan Wisely, Kevin Wisely, and your family members and friends that may be in need of prayers at this time. You also want to remember the caregivers, the doctors, the nurses, the hospital staff, and their own family members that help with the recovery and hopefully getting our loved ones back out to the various events that I mentioned, including the St. Pat's Senior Irish Festival coming up May 21st, and the Motor City Irish Festival, which is June 9th, 10th, and 11th. With that, we are going to go on and hear what we didn't hear last week, but I had announced. It's one of Patrick Kavanagh's poems, Stony Gray Soil, being read by President Michael D. Higgins on this very special project of an album that I bought when I was in Ireland, and then follow up with the late Brian Bonner with the song Daisy a Day.
O stony grey soil of Monaghan, the laugh from my love you teived. You took the gay child of my passion and gave me your clod conceived. You clogged the feet of my boyhood, and I believed that my stumble had the poise and stride of Apollo, and his voice my thick-tongued mumble. You told me the plough was immortal. O green life-conquering plough, the mandrill stained, your coulter blunted in the smoothly field of my brow. You sang on steaming dunghills a song of cowards booed. You perfumed my clothes with weasel itch. You fed me on swinish food. You flung a ditch on my vision of beauty, love and truth. O stony grey soil of Monaghan, you burgled my bank of youth. Lost the long hours of pleasure, all the women that love young men. Oh, can I still stroke the monster's back, or write with unpoisoned pen his name in these lonely verses, or mention the dark fields where the first gay flight of my lyric got caught in a peasant's prayer? Mullahinsha, Drummeril, Black Shanco, wherever I turn I see, in the stony grey soil of Monaghan, dead loves that were born for me.
He remembers the first time he met her. He remembers the first thing she said. He remembers the first time he held her, and the night that they said they'd be wed. He remembers her sweet way of saying, honey, has something gone wrong? He remembers the fun and the teasing, and the reason he wrote her this song. I'll give you a daisy a day, dear. Give you a daisy a day. I love you until the rivers run still.
and the four winds we know blow away. They would walk down the street in the evening, and for years I would see them go by, and their love that was more than the clothes that they wore could be seen in the gleam of their eyes. As a kid they would take me for candy, and I'd love to go tagging along. We'd hold hands while we walked to the corner, and the old man would sing her his song. I'll give you a daisy a day, dear. I'll give you a daisy a day. I love you until the rivers run still, and the four winds we know blow away. Now he walks down the street in the evening, and he stops by the old candy store, and I somehow believe he's believing he's holding her hand like before, for he feels all her love walking with him, and he smiles at the things she might say. Then the old man walks up to the hilltop, and he gives her a daisy a day. I'll give you a daisy a day, dear. I'll give you a daisy a day. I love you until the rivers run still, and the four winds we know blow away. I'll give you a daisy a day, dear. I'll give you a daisy a day. I love you until the rivers run still, and the four winds we know blow away.
Okay, we're not done with the news being shared. Next up, we have our good friend Tim Fix. And Tim, you went to share what's happening on May 6th?
Yes, we have our Kentucky Derby party coming up on May 6th. The race starts at 6:30, but we should be open, and I'll be making mint juleps and pulled pork sliders, so swing by at like 3 o'clock or so. And,
wow.
We have a special guest bugler coming in.
Ooh.
And there's a best hat contest, too, so your fanciest hats, get them out of the closet.
And put them on your head.
Yes.
Well, sounds like a lot of fun. And once again, the league opens at noon on Saturdays.
Yes.
So by 3 o'clock, you're going to have
3
all.
o'clock, everything will be ready to go. Yep.
And the race itself is at
6:30.
And then after, stick around because I believe Mick Spillins.
Mick Spillins starts at right at 8 o'clock, so that'll be a fun Saturday.
Excellent. Okay, anything else you want to share before you hand that mic back?
That's it.
Our pub quiz buddy who has abandoned us.
No more. I didn't want to promise, but I played because my cousin.
Yeah, no, we were okay with that.
There was no help at all.
Slight us once, but it will never happen again. With that, let's see. On a sad note, I want to share a number of deaths here. First off, I want to make mention Joseph Wiggins died, and his funeral was last Monday. He is actually the nephew of Anna Victory, so I'm sorry for that mistake and what I announced, but extending condolences to the Wiggins and the Victory family on the death of Joseph. But we just heard from Brian Bonnard, and we learned last week that Una had died. There is arrangements made. Her service, or there's visitation on Monday, May 15th at Harry J. Will Funeral Home, and that's located at 34567. How about that? 34567 Michigan Avenue in Wayne, Michigan, with a scripture service at 7 p.m. And there will be a funeral mass on Tuesday, May 16th at 11 a.m. at St. Mary Catholic Church. Not as fancy a number, 34530 Michigan Avenue in Wayne. And the funeral will be live streamed on St. Mary's YouTube channel. Una was very active, as we heard earlier in the show, with selling tickets for every event, and will be sorely missed at the Motor City Irish Festival. I think she was one of the top sellers of those $100 tickets. But she will be interred next to her husband, Brian, at Great Lakes National Cemetery in Holly, Michigan, after the service. And let's see, it says contributions in Una's name can be made to St. Patrick's Senior Center, which is located at 58 Parsons Street in Detroit, or to the Irish Palatine Fathers, which is 424 Orange Street in Wyandotte. And this, remembering her are her children, and she has grandchildren as well, but children are Brian, Kevin, Sean, and Mary Kate. We also learned last Sunday during the show that one of our good friends, Julie Lewis, who's very active with Peggy Gray and many endeavors, her husband died, Richard Paul Lewis, died on April 21st. And Julie and Richard had been married for 57 years, loving father of Richard and Maureen, and cherished grandfather of Emma, Grace, and Grant. Richard was a proud veteran of the United States Army during the Vietnam War, and he worked for General Motors for 42 years. There is a memorial mass being planned at St. Colette Catholic Church on Monday, June 5th at 10 a.m., with a gathering prior to the Mass at 9:30. He too will be interned at the Great Lakes National Cemetery in Holly, Michigan. In lieu of flowers, memorial contributions can be made to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital or to the Pope Francis Center in Richard's honor. And we want to once again extend condolences to Julie Lewis and her family on the death of Richard. You can leave expressions of sympathy at the Harry J. Will Funeral Home in Livonia. And learned today that Joe Scanlon died. He was originally from the Holy Redeemer area of Detroit and died at the age of 92. Was married to the late Mary Lou Foley, and I believe he's the last of his siblings that are alive. He has 4 children that have survived him, twins, Patrick and Micheline, Margaret, Mary, and Joe, and he has a daughter, Kitty, that had died. At this time, there is, he just died last night, so the funeral arrangements are being planned now, but if you knew Joe Scanlon or any of his siblings, he had a sister, Evelyn, Jerry, Jim, and 2 sisters that were nuns, whose names I don't have, but you can contact someone to find out more about the funeral arrangements. And then just a little while ago, I got a text from our good friend Patrick Johnson to let us know about the death of Virginia O'Shea. The wife of Nick O'Shea passed away this morning in Florida, and Mr. Nick O'Shea would like the word spread in Detroit. I'm not sure what those arrangements will be either, but let's keep the O'Shea family in our thoughts and prayers as well, and thanking Pat for passing along that information. It's sad when we find out after a show ends that someone has died, and thank Peggy Fenton also, because Joe Scanlon was her brother-in-law, and so that when she knows more, you can contact Peggy, another very active member in our organization. Well, let's see. Next up, we went to go with Irish Fire. And in this group, I always enjoy playing this because Dominic Murray, the Murray family is here in the Detroit area, Minnie Murray's, and his parents, Frank and Kathleen, had lived in the Detroit area at one time. I was part of a group called Irish Fire out near Washington, D.C. And in some of these songs, you'll hear some dancing. You can hear the hard shoe, and it's his cousin, one of the O'Hares. I believe it's Michael that's dancing. But the first song is kind of a goofy one, but we were talking about celebrating spring, and this one is Hoolie with the Herd by Irish Fire, and then followed up with traditional Pigeon on the Gate.
For the finest paddywhackery that anyone was sure to see, just feed your pig potatoes till the cows come marching home. Then put on some decent music, sure the cows themselves can choose it, and sit back and watch them dance the stack, together or alone. I have seen them shake a leg, wag their tail and turn a peg. Didn't I see one stepping gracefully from front hoof to the back? There's nothing so amusing as to see the cows all choosing up their partners for a rousing roadside tackling of the stack. Ah, forget about the foxtrot, the monkey, the bunny hop. The manimals have nothing on the lovely Irish cow. Such a sweet and pleasant creature, sure the glory of all nature. But sure how they learn to dance the stack, they'll never tell you how. They can boogie, they can waltz without making a false step. They can boogie with the best of them to make us feel so glad. Or they waggle smooth as silk and provide us all with milk, giving utter joy to girl and boy, and steaks for mum and dad. So give up that silly river dance and shirtless lord of leather pants. Their steps look lame and all the same compared to cows who dance. And ballet, I'd say, has had its day. Please make those tutus go away. Just hold the bows for cows and give the bovine set a chance. All those moves means there's good news, so put on your dancing shoes and trot off to the far side for a hoolie with the herd. Whether it's Galway, Clare or Hollywood, around the globe it's understood a cow somehow will make your life a little more absurd.
Okay, it's time for me to take a look at this calendar and get moving here. We had a fun day here at the Gaelic League today with the group from Jim Dewan Memorial Scholarship Program. And tomorrow, we got a nice note from Vince Carducci that we're pleased to announce the classes for Irish set dancing are being held Monday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Gaelic League on Michigan Avenue in Corktown. Beginners are welcome with introductory workshops on basic steps starting at 6:30. Sets are a popular form of traditional folk dancing done in groups of 4 or 8. Classes are $10 per class with no minimum commitment. Dancers do not need a partner to attend. The teacher is nationally recognized set dance master Ann McCullum. You can email Ann McCullum for more information at annmccullum847@gmail.com. Appreciate that information about Ardon Academy, and we also want to make mention of the that was Ann McCullum, set dancing. I want to mention about the Ardon Academy of Irish Dance that also meets at the Gaelic League. On Friday nights, they have step dancing lessons and also a great ceilidh. So if you'd like to find out more, go to their website, ardonacademy.com, or give them a call at 734-762-0997. What's exciting coming up with Kitty's Ceilidh and the Ardon Academy is a spring fling. That's happening on Saturday, May 13th at the Gaelic League. The doors open at 7 p.m. Music is provided by, once again, our good friend DJ Pat Johnson. There's Irish dancers, ceilidh dancing, coffee, tea, snacks, and a cash bar. Admission is $10 in advance and $15 at the door. For tickets information, you can contact Liz at 734-560-1385 or email her at lizziedew@yahoo.com. LIZZYDEW@yahoo.com. The best thing of all is the proceeds benefit the Gaelic League, so make sure you purchase those tickets. And they are available for $10 in advance and $15 at the door. Next up, we are going to hear from the birds. Of course, we're going to celebrate spring. We definitely want to include those birds that are chirping and making their nests and dropping some of the things along the way. It's Kennedy's Kitchen, the birds upon the trees. And then we're going to follow it with our good friend Endon Riley, who is performing at Dunleaby's tomorrow with A Wounded Bird, one of his songs. And he's having an anniversary later in the week. Once again, congratulations.
Oh, I am a happy fellow, me name is Tommy Bell. I have a little ditty that I'll sing for you and tell. I go rambling through the fields, oh, the country lies for me, and listening to the little birds when singing on the trees. Oh, the birds upon the trees, oh, the birds upon the trees. Such a pretty sight it is, the little ones to see. You may talk about your music, the only song for me is the warbling of the little birds when singing on the trees. Oh, I often lose me temper, it puts me in a rage to see a little dicky bird imprisoned in a cage. So I burst the bars asunder and set the prisoners free, and hear the songs of liberty while singing on the trees. Oh, the birds upon the trees, oh, the birds upon the trees. Such a pretty sight it is, the little ones to see. You may talk about your music, the only song for me is the warbling of the little birds when singing on the trees. Now there's little Peg, the miller's pride, she is to be my bride. We often take a ramble through the country side by side. And when we settle down in life, a cottage it will be, where we will hear the little birds when singing on the trees. Oh, the birds upon the trees, oh, the birds upon the trees. Such a pretty sight it is, the little ones to see. You may talk about your music, the only song for me is the warbling of the little birds when singing on the trees.
You are a wounded bird on a road with passers-by. You are a wounded bird waiting just to die. I will mend your wings if you relearn to fly. Remember your sweet song, now I only hear your cry. You are a wounded bird waiting just to die. I will mend your wing if you relearn to fly. All the people pray, the foolish and the wisest, and all the people say it's you who flew the highest. Remember all those days, you can have them back again. You're not a wounded bird, you can dry your eye. You're not a wounded bird, here's the reason why. I only fixed your wing, it was you who chose to fly. You're not a wounded bird, you can dry your eye. You're not a wounded bird, here's a reason why. I can hear you sing as you embrace the sky.
All right, we have just running out of time here, but we got more news to share. There's race night at the AOH. We did hear Tim Fix tell about the one at the Gaelic League that starts 3 o'clock, set up, and then the race and McSpillans playing afterwards. There is one race night at the AOH, and that's located at 25300 5 Mile Road between Telegraph and Beach Daily in Retford. There'll be special prizes for the best ladies hat. Saturday, May 6th, doors open at 5, dinner at 6, and the racing starts at 7. The menu includes sloppy joes, potatoes, vegetables, salad, and dessert, all for $15. And if you want to find out more, you can give Richard McNichols or Charlie French a call at, let's see, Richard is 248-345-1661, or Charlie French 734-620-5857. Keep that in mind. Doesn't appear that they have a fish dinner this coming Friday, but keep keep that in mind. The tea room, or the tea party at the Gaelic League is happening next Sunday. Just a little reminder, it's from noon to 3. All the tables have been sold, so this is just a reminder for those that are part of different tables that's happening. And if you have any questions, give Teresa a call at 313-682-3617. What they would also like me to make mention is, as we all know, the St. Patrick's St. Patrick's Irish Festival at the Senior Center is happening on Sunday, May 21st. The Gaelic League is a membership organization, but they can get special licenses for special events, and there was supposed to be a special event on that very same day, so they got the special license. Needless to say, that got canceled because everybody's going to the St. Pat's Festival. However, the Gaelic League has this license, so they're going to have a Sunday Fun Day. All are welcome to come on out. It's from noon to 6 o'clock. They will welcome anyone that is a member or a non-member alike. There will be some games and food and some music. And so if you're going to the St. Pat's Festival, maybe before or after, you can stop on by. Once again, that's going to be on the same day, May 21st, Sunday Fun Day, from noon to 6 o'clock. With that, I think, Bruce, we have time for a couple more songs here. This time we have the Horse and Plow by the South Sligo Traditional Musicians, followed by the same group with Joe Burke's Blooming Meadows. Celebrate spring.
Meet the breezes that blow in the spring, and sweet is the music the song thrushes sing. I sigh for a sight that you seldom see now. A man in a field with his horses and plough. Farewell to the days of my youth long ago, when I harnessed my team near the barn below. Then away to the highlands above Carrickrow, for to cleave the hard greensward with horses and plough. Invoking a blessing, I started my day. Balliere and Ober is what you might say. Hoping for guidance to keep my know-how, and to strike a straight furrow with horses and plough. With whistling and lilting and the bar of a song, it lightened my labours all the day long. With seagulls around me and crows on the bough, all seeking the bounty of horses and plough. And then at the headlands, every once in a while, I rested my horses, all steaming with toil. With the sleeve of my shirt swept the sweat from my brow, as I gazed on the work of my horses and plough. And then in the evening, as the sun it sank low, with my hurley and ball to the sports field I'd go. For to win the All-Ireland we all made a vow, as we sought recreation from horses and plough. But the clatter of tractors, pollution and all, has crippled the couple, and sad was that fall. While far away OPEC we richly endow, forgetting the value of horses and plough. But 'tis soon I'll be leaving this valley of woe, to the fair fields of heaven I'm hoping to go. One request of St. Peter that I hope he'll allow, eternal employment with horses and plough.
Just a quick thank you to all that are listening and sharing, and appreciate your support. A special hello to Amy and Mark Hunt. Safe travels as you're going through the roads of the Appalachian Mountains. To our good friend Stacy Skinador in Illinois listening, and for your many shares to Daniel Martin, Pat Byrne, Sharon Mazurek, and also Dan Martin. Thank you for understanding my slip up earlier, and glad that you're sending us requests. Also to Sandy Raymond listening in Plymouth, our friend Mark Hurley, and Dennis Whalen. Much appreciated. Well, thank you for tuning in to Detroit Irish Radio at crbradio.com. This has been your host, Kathleen O'Neill, along with Bruce Smith, and thanks to all of our sponsors and those that came as guests on the show today. Barb Weir, our winners of the scholarship, Eleanor Dalloway, Ella Miller, and Claire Maloney, and also Therese Coleman Betts, Dennis Hayes, Heather Lemus, Peggy Gray, Tim Fix. All the news that it was received, much appreciated. Bruce says I have to say goodbye, so until next week, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Keep sending Bruce information, DetroitIrishRadio@gmail.com. See you, Con.